So after a very long wait, Pokemon Snap has finally made a comeback after about 20 to 25 years, give or take, with new Pokemon Snap launching just recently on the Nintendo Switch. And I just beat the story. I want to share with you guys my thoughts on the game so far. And it's going to be kind of, I guess, more of a little bit of a looser review. So welcome back, my friends, to the channel. Another video here. If you are new to the channel, we do a variety of Nintendo-based content. So make sure you guys stick around for that. It's going to be a great year, especially for Zelda's 35th anniversary. If you want to check out my non-Nintendo gaming content, youtube.com/JSkeleton. And I wanted to just kind of maybe start doing like a post discussion when I beat a game, when I finish a game. Just kind of discussing my experience about the game and whatnot with you guys. You know, maybe I'll do that on both channels, this channel and my other channel, if that's something that you guys are into. So not necessarily a formal review, kind of just like sharing my thoughts and experiences. So kind of like a loose review, I guess you could call it, or whatnot. I don't know what to call it, but the point is, you know, I just want to share with you guys my experience. Maybe that'll help you if you're unsure whether you should buy the game or not, or maybe just curious how someone else experienced the game. So it took me about 6.5 hours to beat the game. Now, at the time of recording this, if you've been watching my Let's Play of it, of course you haven't seen the final episode. I've recorded that far in advance, and I don't want to spam you guys, and that's why, you know, you haven't seen all the episodes yet. Probably drop maybe like 2 episodes a day or something. But I just finished the story yesterday at the time of recording this, which was about 36 hours after release. So I grinded pretty hard on release day, and then, you know, I just finished it off the following morning, which would have been Saturday morning. This is being recorded on the Sunday after launch. It launched April 30th, 2021. Maybe you're watching this in like 31. I don't know if the world even exists then, but if it does, who knows? Maybe you're watching this then. And yeah, so about 6.5 hours to beat the story. And for the most part, it was a pretty good experience. It was really calming and relaxing and chill. The music is great. The environments are great. The visuals are gorgeous. They're beautiful. There's a lot of different Pokemon to take pictures of. I haven't even like technically done everything I can do in the game. All I did was the story. But there's a lot more you can do. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a second here. But basically the game is split up into different sections. Now I'm not going to spoil anything in this video. Don't worry. It's going to be spoiler free. And if at some point later on in the video I feel like I want to discuss spoilers, I will give you substantial warning prior. So don't worry, I'm not just going to say something that's going to spoil you out of the blue. What I will say though, I'm going to be talking about, you know, some of the locations very vaguely and whatnot. So if you do find that spoilery, that's kind of mild spoilers, then maybe come back to the video at some point. But it's not going to be too drastic. So we have about 6 locations. So 6 different locations. And for a lot of these locations, sometimes you have multiple areas. So for example, in the very first location, you have a place called the Elsewhere Forest, but then you also have a place called the Founja Jungle. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry, that's actually the second place, not the first place. Now in each location, typically you'll have a day version and a night version. Some of them you won't, like the Elsewhere Forest, for example, there's only one version, but then you unlock what is called the Illumina spot. So there's these special Illumina Pokemon in the game. As far as I know, based in the story, there's only 5 of these Pokemon. So these are kind of like what you would consider a boss in a normal game. It's not really a boss, but there's certain objectives you have to do in order to take the picture of them. And at first, it's just very straightforward and simple. Just take a picture of them. But later on, you're going to have to do something specific for some of them to be able to take a picture properly. Again, I'm trying to avoid spoilers, so I'm not going to jump too far into that. But like I said, most locations will have a day version, a night version, and then, you know, sometimes the Illumina spot, usually an Illumina spot for each location and whatnot. So again, you got kind of like a normal, your kind of normal first area, which is sort of like a park, I guess you could say. Then you have more like a jungle and a forest in the second area. Again, it's split up. You have kind of like a tropical area, which is split up into a beach and then a reef. So you're basically you're going on above the water, but then there's a third location on this area where you go under the water. So you can kind of see how these different sections, these 6 sections, are split up into sub sections, right? For example, another one, you have a desert area, but on the, you know, second section of this kind of area, you have a volcano. So that's split up into 2 subsections in there as well. Just to give you an example. So, you know, you got your typical areas, right? You got your kind of, you know, your park kind of area, your forest and jungles, you got your tropical beaches, you know, and underwater and all that stuff, you know, your water level, essentially, your desert and volcano, your snow, ice kind of, you know, area. And then you have a very special area. The last area is the final one that unlocks, and it's kind of a secret. So I'm not gonna talk about that one because that one's really cool. And I think it's something that should be left to your surprise. So there's different Pokemon that actually spawn, whether it's, you know, during the day or at night. And then there's also different Pokemon that'll spawn the more times you go through on these expeditions. So I've noticed that, you know, I'd go on an expedition and then I'll go on another one, and there's, you know, maybe slightly different Pokemon to spawn. Now here's the other thing that is a variable. There's a research level. So there's another part of this I want to talk about, but first, for example, if you're on research level 1, then there's going to be certain Pokemon that spawn. If you get to research level 2, there's going to be other kinds of Pokemon that spawn, and then so on and so forth. You know, so the higher your research level, the different kinds of Pokemon that spawn. And of course, if you want to go back to see the original Pokemon and say research level 1, you can go, and when you're selecting, you know, your game or an expedition, you can push X over the expedition to choose whether you want research level 1, 2, 3, 4, depending which one you've unlocked, of course. The research level is increased by just taking pictures of Pokemon, and based on the score of those pictures will increase your research level, and so you'll need so much of a score to get from level 1 to 2, and then from 2 to 3 even more of a score, and so on and so forth. So every single expedition has their own research level, which you can get, you know, you can increase more and more. Now I've heard, I haven't done this myself, but I actually seen just before making this video, ironically enough, that apparently once you get to research level 4 in an area, shiny Pokemon start to spawn. So that is a thing. So if you do want shiny Pokemon to spawn, you can do that. There's also legendary Pokemon in the game, which your research level varies on where to find these. For example, I think one of them you only need research level 2 to find, but there is legendary Pokemon. So, you know, we're talking like Mew, for example, right? Just to give you one example. I don't want to spoil all of them, but that's, you know, that'd be one of many, you know, legendary Pokemon, right? So research level is important because when you're playing through the story, there's 2 different things that will progress your story. The one thing I found a little bit of annoying is sometimes when you've unlocked a new area, then it's kind of, you know, it's obvious. There'll be an exclamation point in what you have to do next over the next area, and it's kind of obvious. Sometimes it's not obvious. I was kind of thinking, like, what do I have to do? So whenever you get stuck there, it's one of 2 things. Either your research level is not high enough. You basically, to get through the story, every area needs to be research level 2. That's all you need. You don't need higher than 2. That's you just need to get the 2 to advance the story. Now, if you have every area as research level 2 and you're still having trouble progressing, then the most likely, you know, thing that you have to do is take a picture of a flower called a Crystabloom. So that was the other thing that I found. So there's multiple Crystablooms within a level, but sometimes there's a very specific one you have to take a picture of. So that's why you got to just keep pushing X on your controller to scan the environment. That's something you unlock, I think, about the second area in the game. So that's the other thing. As you progress through the game, you unlock more abilities, right? So I think the first thing was fruit. I think that was the first thing, or was it scanning? I can't remember, but one of them was first. So you unlock fruit, so you can throw fruit at certain Pokemon, and they'll eat it. Other Pokemon will just ignore it. And then you unlock the ability to be able to scan environments, and that's good because you can see special, you know, points of interest, if you will. And sometimes there's like extra kind of detours, like pathways that you can go off of. And to do that, you'd have to scan the area to see where these pathways are. So you got to scan often. Eventually, you also unlock the ability to play music, which will also factor into certain Pokemon, you know, being attracted to the music and dancing towards it. Now, sometimes certain Pokemon will be scared off by the music, or by when you use a scan, for example. So you got to be kind of wary of that. So you got to kind of know, you know, which is which. And then eventually you'll unlock another item, which I'm not going to spoil because it's kind of a mild spoiler, but I'll just save that one. But there's another item you unlock. And then eventually you'll also unlock the ability to speed boost in your little what is it called? The Neo 1, I believe. Your little kind of Jurassic World orb thing that you ride in as you're taking pictures of all the Pokemon. So yeah, so in that regard, it's pretty good. It's pretty fun. Now the story is not like the craziest, deepest story of all time. Essentially, there's these Pokemon called Illumina Pokemon, and the professor is trying to do research on these Pokemon and this Illumina phenomenon, and you're trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm not gonna spoil obviously what happens, but that's kind of, you know, what takes you on this journey. That's kind of the thread and the point to, you know, photographing these Pokemon is to document all these Pokemon in their, you know, natural habitats and try to, you know, learn more about this Illumina phenomenon, right? Which is basically where these Pokemon will glow. They'll have a special glow to them. And it's really cool. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. When you first encounter your first Illumina Pokemon, it's pretty special. And those are the type of Pokemon that are you know, would be considered those boss kind of Pokemon. I say boss, you don't fight them, but I just mean it's like those special events that kind of, you know, are the climax of a certain area, right? At the end of a certain area, you'll have an Illumina Pokemon to go discover. And so, yeah, there's about 5 or 6 Illumina Pokemon in the game. I think there's 5. Yeah, I think it was 5. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it's 5. They're just really, really great. And each experience with the Illumina Pokemon are very special and unique. And so that's good as well. So as far as taking pictures go, you start to kind of learn the system a little bit where you understand, you know, what's a good shot. Now the rating system is kind of split up. So you have 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, and 4 star. Now the stars aren't necessarily what makes, you know, the picture good, you know, worse or better. It's more like the shot, like your placement, the framing, you know, whether the Pokemon's facing you or not, if there's other Pokemon in the background. And I think when there's other Pokemon, that's usually when it changes the star rating. I haven't figured that out, to be honest with you. But then the star rating itself is broken up into categories. So you have bronze, silver, gold, and crystal or diamond, whatever you want to call it. Some people are calling it crystal. I was calling it diamond. Maybe you can call it pearl, platinum, whatever you want to call it. It's whatever. It's probably crystal. But I've been calling it diamond. So anyways, now if you got a really good shot that has, you know, you get a lot of points for, then you'll have, you know, a higher rating, whether it's gold or diamond or crystal, whatever you want to call it, and whatnot. Now, again, there, you know, you kind of learn this as you go on. And the objective technically is there's 4 categories. Like I said, there's a 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, and a 4 star for every single Pokemon. So the idea is to get, you know, if you want 100% the game, I guess, is to get a diamond rating for all 4 star categories for each Pokemon. So let's say I take a picture of Pikachu and it's a 1 star, and then I take a different one and it's a 2 star. And again, I'm not 100% sure how the star rating works completely, but that's kind of the idea, is to get, you know, those different ratings and fill out your photo decks in that way. So you have, you know, different categories, those 4 different categories for each Pokemon. At some point you do also unlock requests, which are kind of like challenges. You don't have to do them. I've only completed 2 and I have like 112 currently, but you know, basically it's just like take a picture of something. Like for just a random example, it'll be like take a picture of a certain Pokemon yawning, or take a picture of a certain Pokemon sleeping, or find a certain Pokemon, or take a picture of a flying Pokemon actually in flight. You know, different things like that. And it'll show, excuse me, it'll show you a picture with these challenges to kind of give you guys a little bit of an idea of like what area you can look for them in, and whether it's daytime or nighttime. And those are just kind of cool challenges that I guess you can complete. I don't know if they do anything. I haven't noticed if they do anything, but that's pretty much that. And then of course you have, you know, the ability to post some of your photos online, and other people can vote on them with these things called sweet medals. So that's pretty cool. And then of course, you know, you have the ability to go and also vote on other people's photos. If you like them or not, you can just view them. So that's kind of the beauty of New Pokemon Snap, is that you have the online capabilities in that way, where you know, you're connected to other people's photos, and you can share your own photos. And in the online section, excuse me, there's like trending, there's featured course, which at the time of recording, today's featured course would be the park during the day, and then there's recommended photos. And you can check your page or other players' photos or rankings, and you can just see like a leaderboard and different things like that. There's a leaderboard for total photo decks score, which apparently at the time of recording I'm ranked 37,467 in the world, which I guess is okay. Not the greatest, honestly. Number one is 3 million apparently, so they've been playing a lot of new Pokemon Snap. But yeah, it's just a cool little kind of thing to explore. You can explore your photo deck, see which, you know, Pokemon you've taken pictures of, and the various pictures of said Pokemon, and, you know, check out objects of interest, you know, information on the map and stuff. So there's a good amount of stuff that you can, you know, check out and whatnot. And then once you beat the game, you unlock a couple different modes as well. Like there's this one mode where you have to go through an expedition, and while quantity matters, the idea is to get the most quality photos, right? Of course, quantity, the more quality photos you get, the better. But that's the idea. It's not just to take random photos, but it's try to take as many great photos as you can within a single run. So there's kind of like cool little extra game modes like that kind of unlock once you beat the story of the game. Like I said, if you get to research level 4, you start unlocking the ability to take pictures of shiny Pokemon. Shiny Pokemon will start showing up and whatnot. So that kind of gives you an incentive to you know, grind out your research level, because again, you only need research level 2 in every single area to beat the story. Beyond that, it's just kind of extra to see, you know, new Pokemon that'll spawn. There's only certain Pokemon that'll spawn on research level 4 and 5 and all that. So all in all, it was a pretty enjoyable experience. I mean, you know, it's Pokemon Snap. You're taking pictures of Pokemon, essentially, right? So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, then by all means. It's not just that. Obviously, like I said, there is a story. The story isn't super deep. The story isn't, you know, mind-boggling, but what the story was pretty exciting. And there was key moments where I was like, whoa, this is cool, man. This is really cool. Kind of felt like watching like a mini Pokemon movie, maybe, you know, in certain ways. So it was just a cool little journey to go through, and I really enjoyed the visuals, especially. I mean, it looks great. The cutscenes look like it was a straight up Pokemon anime movie, 100%. It was really nice. And even just like the in-game graphics are really nice. Seems to be 60 frames per second, so it's pretty buttery smooth. And just overall, a really good experience. And I liked it. I enjoyed my time with it. If I was to rate it, I actually don't know. I hadn't thought about that before recording this. Maybe like an 8.5 out of 10, or yeah, maybe an 8.5 out of 10. Because like I said, it's not like the most insane game. Obviously, it's a very simple game, but for what it is really enjoyable. It's really fun. But you know, it's one of those games that's just basic. So for what it is, it does it well, I guess. You know what I mean? For what the game is, it does work well, and it's enjoyable. So if that sounds something that's up your alley, then 100%, you know, dive in. If you're a big fan of Pokemon, then I would say 100% you're gonna love this game. Like, I love Pokemon, so to me, it's like to be able to go and photograph all these Pokemon in their natural habitats, and, you know, kind of just see them, you know, interacting with each other in their natural environments is just really cool. And just the feel, and like I said, the music it's Nintendo, right? It's Pokemon. They always have great music. The music is fantastic. It's very, you know, very nice, beautiful, just a really relaxing, chill experience all in all. So yeah, that's pretty much, I guess, all that I have to say. Again, I don't want to spoil anything, so, you know, for the most part, it was a fun experience. And if you're a Pokemon fan, I would highly recommend it. If you're just kind of a casual Pokemon fan, then you may still like it. So I don't know. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you guys want to see more of these videos where I just kind of rant about a game and talk about it after beating it, and giving you guys my thoughts and impressions and whatnot. But But again, if you are new to the channel, we do a variety of gaming content, so stick around. Nintendo content on this channel, non-Nintendo gaming content on my other channel, to be specific. So this is only for Nintendo on this channel. Keep that in mind. So check out all the links down in the description below. Let me know your thoughts about new Pokemon Snap, whether you're playing it or not. If you have questions, let me know. If you're playing it, let me know what your experiences are, and all that good stuff. But hopefully we get a new game again before the next 20-25 years, because it was a good experience, and I'd like to see more games in this series, if you will. So let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys soon in another one, and until then, my friends, game on, and thanks for watching.